3 days later, Sergeant Sands was part of a convoy overseeing a training exercise. He was in the lead vehicle heading toward the center of Nellis Range near Quartz Mountain.
One of those days when the wind just cuts right through whatever you're wearing. It's me, there's another person in the passenger seat, and a young lady off to my right. About a mile down the road, there's this guy on my left, and he looks like he's wearing a uniform like ours. But I also notice his skin tone is very white to blue. And I'm thinking, oh crap, this guy is dying of hypothermia. And he's running funny too. It's like every step he takes, it looks like he's gonna fall over. Guy needs help, we need to stop. As we get closer, I definitely get the idea that he must be suffering from hypothermia because he does have this bluish tint to his skin. I'm thinking, this guy needs medical help. I need to get my butt out of the car and, before he falls down and starts to die. And I'm thinking...
In the distance, Sergeant Sands noticed a strange landed craft resembling a helicopter, but he was more focused on the individual in need of help.
And then as we slow down and we approach the part where he's just a few feet away, the guy in the passenger seat screams, "He's got no effing ears." At that point, there's my open door. I'm standing on one side of it, and the individual that was running towards us was on the other side. And I shut the door, and I look up, and he's got no ears. And I'm thinking, is he a mutant? I look at them, they're symmetric. They're just like ours. They got lobes, everything. It's just they're conformed to his head. They're not sticking out like we do. And then I notice his eyes. They're like twice as big. And I'm thinking, he's either not from around here, from another planet, kind of not around here, or this is some sort of a mutant. And he turns towards me, and I get that kind of a snake bite, kind of a fear in my gut, like, oh my gosh, very scared. And then he starts talking to me, and he's speaking a language I don't know, but I'm understanding every word he says, and I don't know how that happened. So there's this telepathic sort of understanding I get from him, but he's speaking a different language.
How far away were you from him?
No more than about 3 feet. The eyes caught me at first for how dark they were, but it was more like, looking at somebody that had just large eyes that were dark colored. Looking him right in the eyes, and then I'm starting to kind of once him over, and I can see his battle dress uniform. Usually if you go uprange, you wear your really crappy stuff. And this guy had a pristine uniform on. I remember looking at his boots thinking, how on earth are they that shiny? And after running as far as he did just there, he should have had dust on them. And I'm thinking, how did they stay pristine like that? So it was a little bit off to me, but that didn't stop me for too long because he was asking me stuff. And he was asking for some material. A material he called either tantalum, tritium, or something like that. And I didn't know what the name was. He mentioned it was to repair his craft. And the only material that I could come up with, I was like, is that titanium? He's like, no. And then he stepped off the roadway and went back to his craft.
As the individual walked back toward the craft, Sergeant Sands realized his military colleagues seemed entranced. They all watched as the pilot climbed back into the cockpit and the canopy closed. The vehicle rose silently.
He got into the cockpit, and then he kind of went up in chunks, like stair steps, above the roadway, and then he took off to the south. I got back in the car, everybody seemed to come back to normal, snap to, and we just went up and did our daily job.